Our creators, it's Claire from Springworth, and today we are heading out in Canberra to see the quilt exhibition at the National Gallery. Very excited for this. I've read a lot about it. The Rajah Quilt, made on the transportation ship for the women from England, making themselves industrious. So I will bring you along, I'll show you some of the quilt and the other things as part of the exhibition. And if you haven't checked out the other two parts of this series in this crafting trip to Canberra, then check out the making element. And yesterday we went to Craft Alive and I saw lots of quilts and lots of shops and made a few purchases. So if you haven't seen those, check those out. But I hope you enjoy coming along and seeing the quilt exhibition today.
This then is the inside of the exhibition at the gallery, and use pause if you want to read any of this information or take a closer look. So this is the Rajah quilt. This is the centerpiece made by the prisoners on transportation to Australia. And just the scale, the ingenuity, the difference of all the techniques is so, so beautiful. And then the inscription at the bottom is actually done in the most minute cross stitch. Some of my other favourites then, this is a log cabin block, and I love the colours, the contrast, and just how slim the strips were. There's also some indigenous quilts. So this is a combination of different skins made into a cloak. And then there were lots of examples of different types of quilt: crazy quilting, improv, depression, wogga. I love the color combinations and the fun embroidery on this. This had lots of beadwork, so intricate and so delicate lace as well. And this was my favorite, the red, just covered in embroidery from lots of different women in the same family. And then some other highlights from around the gallery. Love this holograph, it was so good. This cube of different colours of acrylic, and then just some really good modern work along with some traditional Aboriginal and Indigenous crafts as well. I am about halfway home. I am in Canberra, back on Wiradjuri country. I just wanted to reflect on, there was a lot more in the quilt exhibition than the kind of preview suggests. Like, there's a lot of focus on the Rajah quilt, which is good. It's the centerpiece. It only comes out every 10 years or so. They keep it in storage because of its kind of fragile nature. But there's so many more beautiful quilts, amazing stories. Like, that's what really captured me, was the stories of all the quilts and the women that made them, and the times they went through, the poetry, the other things they did, how they repurposed. Just love the stories were incredible. The work was incredible, but the stories just made them so real and alive. So if you get a chance to go to Canberra and go to a Century of Quilts, the quilt exhibition, I would definitely recommend it. And one of the things that really stood out to me is these women, they weren't like obsessed like we are with perfect points and perfect straight lines and perfect squares, perfect hexagons. They just made quilts. They made quilts that they love. They made quilts for function. My absolute favorite was the red quilt. From the family of women, from mom and daughter, with all the embroidery, just red and white embroidery, the pets, the animals, the sayings. Like, I will show you some of my favorite panels after this. I just loved that human, that heart, that passion, that joy that went into it. Like, that quilt, pretty much on par for me with the Rajah quilt. So I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I haven't shown you all of the quilts because it really is a beautiful display. So if you head down there, let me know. And I would love to hear from you in the comments, which is your favorite story from the ones I have shown you. And I will see you next time. Now, if you haven't already, check out the other two parts to the Canberra Craft Weekend series. There is the making, what I took, how much crafting I ended up doing, and then there is Craft Alive, the show we went to, the quilts there, and the things we purchased. So if you haven't, go and check those out. And otherwise, I will see you next time.